Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Captain America Symbol of Truth Issue 6. And it's a kind of interesting cover here, and it actually does kind of fit what kind of happens in the issue. Not explicitly, but we definitely have some interesting kind of moves made by White Wolf here about Mohanda. Mohanda? Yeah. So, this one kind of deals with giving us more background information on Mohanda as kind of a country, introducing us to their prime minister, and all the kind of things that kind of ensue from that. And I do like that it's more kind of focused on that and gives us, as Sam and Joaquin, kind of a better kind of basis of what's kind of going on, because we see that in the beginning of this issue that the prime minister of Mohanda, let's see here, Jani Skoland? Prime Minister Jani is asking the United Nations and the world for monetary aid in assisting her in creating a racially equitable paradise that her country was always meant to be. And that they're trying to do reparations and kind of do financial and everything to make up for apartheid that had gone on in the country. It's okay, cool, and trying to help that and repair the damage that has been done, and she understands that it'll take many generations, as we see that she does get claps and everything, as Sam and Joaquin are pretty much overwatch on protecting her. And she of course asks Cap what her odds are, and he's like, that's a nice speech, but I'm not a gambling man. And she wants to kind of build a green, truly sustainable economy, have an art scene, global exchange program, fix the judiciary, repair relations with Wakanda, cut out speculators and special interests. Could be a haven for your people as well. We won't make the mistakes Wakanda did. And he's like, I don't know, man. Anybody kind of pretty much porting out any kind of utopia doesn't turn out that well. And she brings up that she understands his apprehension, but without wings in his shield, sometimes hope is all we have. As he then asks Joaquin for pretty much a sit rep, being everything's pretty much okay. Crowd's been checked too, but Sam is got a bad feeling for some reason, and he's telling people to check the perimeter and everything. Wanting to take out the prime minister throughout a different kind of place. She's like, do you think this is the first time somebody's made an attempt on my life? And the second I breathe the word reparations, my country put a target on my back. So we do see that White Wolf would have a ready-made kind of action groups to utilize for this. And he's like, we're going back through the assembly floor, but we see for some reason that she brought her grandpa, and that her grandpa starts having a cardiac kind of event, as Joaquin's like, civilian in distress. And she's like, Grandpa. I'm like, what the fuck? Now granted, I'm not that well versed with movements of high elected officials and everything like that. So yeah, he could be there to support her and everything like that. It was just okay, that's kind of nuts. You would think that her grandpa would be in a better secured place, I would believe, or even actually moving around with her, not in certain kind of instances where a high elected official might be getting sensitive information or whatnot, but at least close enough to not be in that kind of space. So we'll have to see how that kind of works out, but that makes them try and go back in. He's trying to force her to not go to her grandpa, and Joaquin's pretty much going down to kind of check it, but we see that a gas attack has been set out as is checking on the grandpa, but we see that Cap flies her out of there as fast as possible, and Falcon needs the paramedics, but we see that Cap is getting attacked by people that have similar kind of wingsuits as him, but have pretty much crossbones kind of skull masks. And then we get, he tells her to pretty much hang on and stay tight, as we get some really cool action sequences. And see, this is the shit that I'm in for. whenever I'm looking at like different kind of superheroes, I always love to see artists utilizing their capabilities in different kind of ways. Thor with his hammer, with the All Father's Odin Force, Thor Force kind of thing. Iron Man with his armors and just doing all different kind of things. Cap, of course, utilizing the shield, but like you see him utilizing his wings and his shields and everything in a really cool way, kind of like trying to discombobulate the attackers. And we then see that like one kind of gets back into the groove as another one's pretty much trying to shoot at him, so he instead decides to take on a more kind of defensive kind of posture. And I do love the use of the coloring because it really pops with the red, white, and blue of what's going on against the sky. Of course, he's talking to Joaquin to pretty much say that he's got like 2 bogeys on his tail that he can't shake, as he pretty much lands at the ground in a pretty cool kind of way to make sure that he doesn't really like bang too much anything, and then starts utilizing his shield to take him down while in mid-air, which is cool and you don't get to see enough of, so thank you. But we see an ambulance get there, but instead of helping the grandpa, Joaquin gets injected with some kind of liquid, and we don't know what's going on with that. And of course, Sam's kind of freaking out. We see that one of the dudes got knocked out, and he thought that he was checking on him. He tries to go after him, and he knocks them out, but he gets too close to the dude. He's like, what was he doing? But then it's beep, 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 and boom, he was pretty much making his partner into a suicide bomb. And Sam's trying to get in contact with the Falcon, saying that both assassins down, no more bogeys. He's trying to get a report, but we see that the Prime Minister is down. And I do like the way that they chose to not show it too... Like, I like the use of the shadow and everything to show, like, yeah, she's pretty much dead, without being, like, completely, like, really too graphic or anything. Which, I don't mind. Like, as... Not to say they're like, oh no, I hate blood, guts, and gore. It's not really that much. It just needs to serve a kind of purpose. This is done in a... I just like the way that it's done. And then we see that Falcon... Because it's like, you're focusing on like, okay, the Prime Minister is definitely injured, possibly dead, and we are also focusing on Sam. It's just an effective use of getting like a lot of information in that kind of way. So we see that Joaquin's pretty much down, and I do like that he's Sam's saying it over the kind of comms, and still doesn't know that Joaquin's down yet. So we get to the McCarthy Medical Institute, and he's pretty much seeing that Joaquin is down for the count. We learn that the Prime Minister was killed, that it was a coordinated attack, they were flushed out of the building, and he's pretty much trying to assume that like the crowd disturbance, the man who had the heart attack, engineering it, person who poisoned Joaquin wasn't in the crowd, must have been agents among the medics. Of course, they ID the assassins as Mohandan nationals. One of them even had like an apartheid flag tattooed to his chest over his heart. Let's see here. She was pronounced, here we go. She was pronounced DOA at McCarthy. Yeah, the senator's pretty much, I'm sorry, Sam, you did your best. And then Sam pretty much just like, I'm going to get the people responsible for this, Joaquin, I swear it. Which kind of sucks because he doesn't have his partner anymore, so he's got to do this kind of solo. Even though we see for solicits that we're going to get Ian Rogers, Nomad, back, which is awesome because they haven't utilized him a lot, and I'd really like to see what he was up to and how he will kind of change certain things. So then we get to Mohanda, and we see various outlets reporting on the Prime Minister being dead, as we then see more of the apartheid ones gearing up, and that evidently we see White Wolf pretty much saying that the dream is dead. Prime Minister Mohandan's prodigal son, the White Wolf, has returned, and he shall wake his country from its slumber. And it's like, okay, so we'll have to see how he kind of works out on this kind of thing. And that is a nice page right there, showcasing the uniforms of the villain while also showing White Wolf like that. It's like, all right, we'll see how they work out. And of course, we see what I was talking about of Nomad Ian Rogers popping up because Sam's going to need backup on this, and I can't kind of wait to see what goes on with that. So it was a pretty decent issue for me. I really enjoyed it because we got more information on Mohanda. We got to see Sam doing his stuff as Captain America and his fighting style and everything. Joaquin kind of got the short end of the stick by pretty much being on crowd control and getting poisoned and taken out of action. So that kind of sucks for him, but it also shows that they're utilizing different kind of methods and wanted to take something off the board to essentially weaken Sam more. But he's got a lot of different kind of allies, and this would actually motivate him more rather than demotivate him. So hopefully it doesn't push him to the territory of making mistakes, but we'll see how this kind of works out and how he will take on White Wolf in Mohanda and what's going to kind of go on with that. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.